Okay, this one deals with two different phrases, and there's some sort of pronunciation things that I have to be aware of here. But they're two phrases that are linked by a common theme. So the first one is written like this. If I can get it typed out. Okay. Now this is pronounced mashisayo, except that's wrong, because it should be written like this, like that. So its pronunciation is mashisayo. Now that character, I basically see that as an S, right? It has an S sound. But it seems the pronunciation of that character can change depending on if there are two of them, or just depending on where it is, it seems. So if I wanted to say sa, right? If I wanted to make a sort of standard S sound, I'd write it like that. That's basically S and A next to each other, sa. But here we have the consonant coming up against a vowel. And I'm assuming because of that, it becomes a sh sound. I think. Well, it does, but off the top of my head, I can't explain exactly why. It just does. So this is pronounced mashisayo, right? Mashisayo means basically it's delicious, or it's tasty, or it's yummy. So we could say something along the lines of Igo, which is this. Igo mashisayo. So you're basically saying, so as you're eating, you can say, Igo mashisayo. This is delicious. We could also say something like jo, if I write this one correctly. Jo cake, which is cake. So jo cake mashisayo. Something that I've discovered is incredibly important to remember is that if you're going to be learning anything, you need to find out the correct way to say it early on, because if you say something for a long time the wrong way and then you discover the correct way to say it, it's very hard to get back to that. For example, every time I went into a corner shop, I'd say 안녕하세요, and then when I left, I'd say 안녕하세요. So basically I was saying hello when I came in and hello when I was going, which is wrong. I should have been saying 안녕히 계세요, which is goodbye, effectively. It's the proper way to say, So because I was saying it wrong, it was very hard for me to switch over to the correct one. Same with this word here. I was pronouncing it as majisayo with like a J for no reason. I just thought that's what it was. So that's why I'm sort of reiterating this point over and over. Mashisayo. It's like, basically learn it correctly the first time or you're screwed. So, jo keike nearly did it again. Jo keike mashisayo. That cake is delicious. So we have jo meaning that, keike meaning cake, and mashisayo meaning delicious. You can also just drop things like this or that, and you can just have the name of the food. So here, this is actually a Korean dish. this one. Samgyeopsal, which is written like, I can never find this character. I don't know why it's so difficult. There it is. It's right in the middle. Samgyeopsal. Samgyeopsal is like barbecued pork belly. It's very nice, of course. Samgyeopsal mashisayo, which means it's like a statement, basically. So here we're saying this delicious, this is delicious, that cake is delicious. But here we're just saying, it's like a statement. Samgyeopsal is delicious. So you could say sagwa mashisayo, apples are delicious. And I don't think you have to worry about like plural, like uncountable, non-countable nouns. I don't think you have to worry. I think you can just say sagwa mashisayo, and that can be used as, based on the context, it could be like, yeah, apples are delicious. Yeah, and then you put question marks on the end. So if you said like moga mashisayo, what is delicious? Chicken mashisayo, chicken is delicious. It's simple, basically. It's just the pronunciation that I have to be aware of. Now, aha. I didn't know I was going to be doing this phrase, but apparently I am. If you want to say the opposite, it seems, yeah. I hope I'm not going to ruin this pronunciation now. Okay. Now, in this case here, that character on its own is like an S sound, right? But when it's connected to another, when the consonant bumps into the vowel here, it becomes a SH sound. So this is mashisayo. Mashisoyo, sorry. Here we have the same thing. We have a consonant that is bumping into a vowel. So I'm assuming this is pronounced mashobsoyo. Mashobsoyo, I think. I'm going to have to check that. And what am I talking about? This isn't even written correctly. Oh, yes, it is. Mashob. Yeah, no, that is correct, because that character bumps in. Mashob. Now I'm confused. Because to me that should read Mashob shoyo, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I think it's like Mashob soyo. So why is that an S? And that is an SH? Unless it's not. Mat obsoyo, maybe? No, I'm not sure. Good, I'm going to have to look that up. But it means it's not delicious. So I'm assuming you can say, yeah. So if you wanted to say like this tea, you could say something like ija. Yeah, and then that. Ija meaning this. Sorry, E meaning this, ja meaning tea. Ija, I'm not sure the pronunciation. Mashobsoyo, maybe? Yeah, I mean, to me that's what it should be. Mashobsoyo. I don't know if that's right. So, ija mashobsoyo, this tea tastes awful. Or you can say like gul mashobsoyo, oysters taste awful. Igo 맛없어요, question mark, does this taste awful, and so on. So, 맛있어요 and 맛없어요, delicious, disgusting. And you just put different words in front of it and it works. Now, the other phrase is this one here. Well, I'm going to write it out and then I'm going to attempt to pronounce it correctly. And it's going to be written, certainly not like that. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh my god. That was weird. Okay. I don't know why I'm holding it on the shift key all the time. Things are happening. Okay. 잘 먹겠습니다. 잘 먹겠습니다. I'm 90% sure that's how it's pronounced. Now here we have another thing attempting to confuse me. We have, with this character, which is our S, right, it can become SH depending on it, I think, if a consonant is bumping into a vowel, right? Now, that effectively has an S sound as well, just like that on its own. So you'd think that this would be 잘 먹겠습니다, right? But I'm assuming, because we have a consonant bumping into another consonant, this, I don't know if non-aspirated is the correct term, but it becomes, or is it bilabial stop, maybe? It becomes shortened. So it literally becomes like got. It's almost like a very soft T. 잘 먹겠습니다. It's like a it, because this is ge. So that character, that collection of characters would be pronounced get rather than guess. I think it's correct. Very good chance it might not be, but I think it is. So 잘 먹겠습니다. And this is just a phrase meaning I am going to eat well. So I think somebody, the waiter brings your food and puts it down in front of you. You could say, 잘 먹겠습니다. I will eat well. Like I'm looking forward to this. Yeah. It's a way of saying thank you before you eat, I guess. So your boss takes you out to dinner and then the food comes and you sort of bow to your boss and say 잘 먹겠습니다. I will eat well. And then afterwards, when you've finished eating, you can say something like this. We're getting there. Okay. 잘 먹겠습니다. So again, we have this character here, which in some cases has an S sound, but I guess because it's got a consonant bumping into another consonant, it gets shortened. So 잘 먹겠습니다. 잘 먹겠습니다. And it means I have eaten well. And this I think that's the sort of eat verb. So basically they're phrases you say before and after eating. So the food comes to your table, 잘 먹겠습니다. When you finished eating, you say 잘 먹었습니다. It's kind of a way of saying thank you for the food. And that's it. Now, I know this pronunciation, 맛있어요. So you can say, things are delicious, apples are delicious. Jaw, is it that? I've forgotten already. Yeah, jaw is that. So jaw cake 맛있어요, jaw 사과 맛있어요. You're saying that cake is delicious, that apple is delicious. 삼겹살 맛있어요. So just the name of the food, you're saying it's delicious. 맛 없어요. This is the thing I need to double check. So yeah, how to say something is delicious, something is not delicious, and then before you eat you say 잘 먹겠습니다, and afterwards you say 잘 먹었습니다. All right.